We are at the Hale Brook trailhead, right on Zealand Road, a little after 9 in the morning. A pretty easy hike from what I've seen, one of the easier 4,000 footers, TBD. The water crossings might be a bit high because we did get some rain last night. Besides that, yeah, like I said, seems to be a pretty easy hike. I think it's just over 2 miles each way. So, just under 5 miles total. Yeah, I have not hiked in a while, so I chose to do this one. I'm actually trying to do all 48 4,000 footers, and this will be number 29, I believe. So, but it has been a while since I've hiked, a couple months actually. I figured I'd pick something easy just to kind of get back into it. Not bad here right now. I think it's low 40s, a little windy, cloudy. Not terrible. I do have a rain jacket. It's not supposed to rain, but in case it does, I do have one. So, all right, enough blabbering. Let's get going. Probably the third or fourth blowdown. I've probably only been going maybe half a mile. After the little clip talking about the blowdowns, I was just about to comment on how dry the trail was, and then 10 feet later, the brook basically comes right down the trail. So probably 3/4 of a mile, maybe a mile up. I figured since I'm going to be shooting a lot in this view, I should talk about this little guy, the Spot. This thing's awesome. I actually got it on sale, which it frequently is on sale for like half off. It has, options you can customize it and set it up to send messages to basically whoever you want and say whatever you want. It has an SOS button, which nobody wants to be in that situation, but it's very good for peace of mind. On top of that, it has a button that you can press when you're at camp. You have your own customized message that sends out, basically telling whoever you set it up to send to that you're okay, here's your coordinates, this is where you're camping for the night. The only qualm I have with it is that you do have to pay a subscription, and it's actually kind of significant. I think it's about $100 to $150 a year, which is a lot of money. But if you do a lot of solo hiking, or you do winter overnight trips, it's definitely good to have. It gives you that added level of peace of mind. So, I haven't been filming for a while because the trail has just been pretty much the same grade. I wouldn't say steep. I think a combination of me not hiking in a few months. TBD. Continuing on, I believe we're more than halfway, so over a mile for sure. So, we'll check in a little bit. Pretty much for the most part, it's just been kind of this. Relatively steady grade, nothing too crazy. A few crossings here and there, but pretty easily passable, even with the rain we had last night. So, yeah, check in a little bit. Also, while there's not too much going on as far as views and exciting things in the hike, I figured I'd check in about the camera I'm using. So, probably a week ago, I went out and I somewhat spontaneously bought a Yi 4K Plus camera, action camera. It's a GoPro competitor for sure, lesser known, but arguably the same quality and certainly cheaper. One of the cons would probably be built-in microphone, but you know what, if you're buying an action cam, you're probably not going to be using the built-in microphone, which is my plan eventually, is to go and get a Rhodes Video Micro, but we'll see. I just got this camera and kind of checking it out. It's capable of filming in 4K 60 FPS, but as of right now, I don't really plan on doing that just because I don't really have the equipment to handle rendering, editing, that sort of thing with 4K yet. I'd rather film 1080p, 120 FPS or 60. A lot of this will be filmed in 1080 30 FPS, and the reason being is that the built-in electronic image stabilization, you can only use it at 30 FPS, which is okay. It seems to do an okay job. I don't know, maybe something down the line, it would be something that I would like to upgrade and maybe get a gimbal, but this is basically my first video. I made a video 2 years ago, but that was using the GoPro, and the audio quality is just so bad. So hopefully, with me trying to talk a little bit louder, I know it's not going to be great quality, but hopefully at least audible, unlike the GoPro with the case on it. There's something about cooler weather hiking. Like I said, it's early November, so it's, cooling down for sure. They actually had, I think they recently got about 18 inches of snow up around here. As you can see, there's really no snow. I mean, I've seen a couple patches here and there. I came prepared. I brought spikes in case I needed them. I still might. We're not at the top yet. We'll see. Perfect hiking day. Weather-wise, not too windy down here, a little cloudy, so the sun's not that warm, but probably high 30s, maybe 40. It's perfect. So, the entire trail, ever since I originally talked about how it was dry, I guess it's called the Hale Brook Trail for a reason, because it's through the brook, as you can see. And it's been like this for probably a mile. But you know what I am happy for? Probably hard to see, but that is a switchback. Which I believe, after watching a Chris Goes Outdoors, where he finished his New Hampshire 4,000 footers on this mountain, I believe he mentioned that too. And it is very uncommon to have switchbacks up here in the White Mountains, so I am appreciative of that. Double yellow blazes equals turn equals switchback. Few and far between, but they are awesome. I'm just taking my time, nice and slow, and just enjoying it, because I know it's a short trail, but I don't know, it's awesome so far. I'm loving it. I love these things. These guys, beef jerky, some water, Gatorade, good to go. Trail is snowy. Check it out. It's so close, but it's kind of a fail. You can see a little bit. I'm warm too. I like it. Alright guys, just coming down off the summit. I wanted to film up there and talk a little bit, but I do not have a windscreen. I'll spare your ears, but I don't know if I would do this one again. Just there's so many better choices, but it's not bad, and it's a very nice. It's a very good hike for if you haven't hiked in a while. Me, for example, and you're trying to get back into it. It's a good one to do because it's pretty short, 2.3 miles each way, I believe. And it's a pretty steady grade. It's not like easy, but it's not hard by any means. It's just kind of a steady grade. You can probably tell. But yeah, that's basically how the entire trail has been, except for maybe the first half a mile where it was dry. Get back to the car. Not too bad of a drive up here. For me, North Shore of Massachusetts, probably 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 45 minutes, without stopping. I did stop, so it was probably a little closer to 3 from me. But that's not bad. Some of the other people that I follow, Syntax77, who is awesome, go check him out if you haven't already. He's kind of a huge inspiration for me for making this video, as I almost fall down the mountain. My point with talking about him was he... Whoa. That was a massive bird. What was I saying? Syntax77. He frequently makes trips up here, the White Mountains, New Hampshire, from, I believe he lives in Delaware. Whenever I start to feel lazy and I'm thinking about, it's kind of far, like 2.5 hours versus 9. But that was insane. I have absolutely no idea what kind of bird that was. Down here, a little bit further, probably 2-3 of a mile down on the trail, it's awesome. There's no wind. Summit wasn't bad either, but like I said, very windy. Couldn't film and talk. I'll let you guys look at the trail instead of my face. Checking in the day after the hike because unfortunately the single battery I had for my 4K Plus died about halfway down the mountain. Overall, I would say it was a pretty good hike, but would I do it again? No. It was probably easy to moderate if I had to rate it. About 5 miles, just under. Views, not much. Up near the top, you had a couple little vistas where I believe you could see Tom, Field, and Willie. You can see that in the video. But besides that, the summit, nothing at all. Even if you stand on top of that cairn up at the top, you really don't get much. As far as audio quality with this camera, I believe it actually did pretty good. Now, I know for 95% of the trip there was no wind, so that's obviously a huge factor. Wind noise is the main complaint with these cameras, is, you know, volume as well, but in general I think it did pretty good, way better than the GoPro. The GoPro I was using was actually just a Hero Plus LCD, so, you know, obviously to compare it to the top of the line Yi is not really doing GoPro as a brand justice, but that's what I had, so this isn't any kind of product review anyway. I went out, and before I actually did this hike, I had already ordered a few things for the Yi. I'm using a GoPro tripod right now, with a little case that kind of adapts it to be able to use the GoPro tripod. And I'm only doing that because I had some GoPro gear. I actually went out and I also bought 2 batteries with a little charger for really cheap. The company is Numoa. I have one of the batteries in there right now. It seems to be working great. So we'll have to see how, you know, if those stand the test of time. Didn't get my feet wet, which was awesome. All those water crossings, I never slipped. So yeah, I just wanted to check in with you guys, and if you made it this far in the video, thank you for sticking around. I know it's probably not the best quality of videos yet. I'm still messing around trying to remember my old TV class in high school, trying to remember all the tips and tricks